Toby's still in New Zealand.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back, but I originally got told it's like, oh yeah, you can fly back August 5th, and then someone said, oh, actually no, that flight got cancelled, and apparently flights keep getting cancelled because in Australia you have to quarantine as soon as you get there, and you have to quarantine in a hotel, and I think the hotels are full, so they're just not letting flights come in.
Why a fucking hotel? Why can't it be like you come in, you go to the place you're supposed to be, and then like you get tested?
Yeah, who knows?
And then like everyone in the residence.
Maybe they just feel like they can contain people better in hotels. And, like,
yeah, well, they obviously not.
Yeah.
The fucking security guard, like the whole reason for the outbreak in Melbourne was like there was a security guard for a hotel that was fucking all of the people in the hotel. He was literally going in and like you know, some kind of Casanova, dude.
What?
Somehow
he just charmed his way in.
He charmed his way in, dude. He fucked like 5 or 6 people. And then he spread it around.
Quarantined for 2 weeks. He's like, hey, surely we just have sex. Like, why not?
Exactly, dude. A dirty rooter.
That's so funny.
Hotels like trying to stop COVID spread is fucking stupid.
In New Zealand recently, this family threw a chair at a window in the hotel to break the window so that they could escape and get out of their quarantine, and then they all got caught. But it's like, you have to quarantine for 14 days. Is it really so bad that you are literally breaking out?
Yeah, also, why would you break out like that? Surely you can. Is it that hard to just kind of walk out the door? Like, what is?
Yeah, I feel like they can't just keep you trapped there.
I mean, New Zealand has like the only cases New Zealand has at the moment are ones of people in quarantine. So I think they're really strict about it, and I think they're actually good at keeping people in because New Zealand's numbers aren't going up.
Yeah.
So
just don't get coronavirus. Like, just don't get it. Like, and then we're fine.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. I can't believe this. Like, every day I'm checking the news. I haven't checked the news every day in so long, but now I'm actually like so curious as to what's going on, and like, holy fuck, man.
It just feels like it's not getting better, like at all.
No,
it's not. Getting worse.
Really not. It's getting worse. It's getting worse everywhere. I mean, there's probably still a lot to come as well.
It's not gonna end until vaccines are out, man. It's just not gonna end until like there's a rollout of vaccines, and that's just maybe another couple of months. You know, I think by 2021, like the first quarter, like there will be vaccine rollouts to people that really need it, like elderly or immunocompromised or, you know, healthcare workers and shit like that. And if they don't drop dead, like a couple months later, then they'll be like, all right, yeah, we're good. And they just push it out.
I have a friend who knows people that are working on vaccines for it. And they said that developing a vaccine for something like this can take years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
fuck.
Also maybe not. It normally it would take years, but what America has, Operation Warp Speed, so like they're just dumping fucking billions of dollars into like pharmaceutical companies to develop the vaccines. There's like 5 or 6 that have been working on it for like a solid year now, or a solid 6 or 7 months, 8 months, and some of their fucking trials like do show that you can have like antibodies that would be immunizing. You wouldn't have to worry about contracting it. All these vaccines, man, they work like different ways. It's very interesting. But a bunch of countries like Britain and the U.S., I think the UK and the U.S. have like they secured 90 million doses, 100 million doses like immediately from these companies. So as soon as it clears that stage 3 like testing trial period, which weirdly enough, they're testing it in all like the fucking poor countries. Like they're testing their vaccines in like Brazil and like South America and those kind of areas, which is kind of weird. But if it works, then I don't know. I don't know why. I think it might just be because there's so many people getting infected there, and they're like, let's try to help them. But also, part of me thinks that maybe they're just using them as guinea pigs, like as if they're like expendable.
Kind of like how like McDonald's tests out all its shit burgers in New Zealand before letting them go live in Australia.
Be kind of like that, except a little bit more serious. A little bit more serious.
Just making an example.
Yeah, but no, it's pretty crazy.
It is
to see all this shit happen still.
Yeah, man, it's just an absolute crisis, isn't it? And it's a crisis not just for like obviously the fact that there's a virus going around, but it's going to cause like serious economic repercussions, and also I think mental health like issues as well.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
100%.
Mental health is down. Really bad.
Being cooped up inside
so
just
bad.
sucks in general, man. Like,
It sucks.
I miss going to bars, having a couple drinks, like, and you can't do that you can't do that anymore at all.
Come to New Zealand, you could do fucking anything here.
Yeah, but apparently in places like Sydney, they got all bars open and shit. Like, people are still going to bars over there, but I don't know. I think it's just Melbourne that's like all closed down.
Yeah, it's thick in Melbourne, but like Queensland has cases now. New South Wales has cases now. ACT has cases now. They're all getting cases again.
Crazy, man.
Probably, mainly because of Melbourne and Vic. So there's just like, I see a lot of the political stuff for Australia, like on YouTube, recommended to me, and I watch, and it's just people, like all of Australia is just shitting all over Victoria and Melbourne, and they hate us because, we're the reason for the resurgence when we had a really good handle of things, like, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Shit was just starting to get back to normal here, man. I went out for ramen.
Yeah.
Like, but even then, even when shit was like, you could go outside, you could go to restaurants, like, everyone was socially distant. There were a limited number of seats.
Legit.
And when you got your reservation, like, you had to do this thing on your app, scan a QR code, input your information so that if somebody did test positive, you were notified. So it was like, a shit ton of stuff was put in place. So that, even something as simple as going into a ramen shop and having a bowl of ramen was, a bit of an effort. Of course, it's justifiable, but still kind of crazy. Like, how many more months or how many more years is the world going to be like that?